And welcome back. And we're going to tidy up the last few of these playthroughs. So we are going with albino blue sheep, great name, and their Alder Branch National. Again, another one of the names I don't really know, so I'm presuming a newer designer. In which case, we'll try and give the usual bits of feedback at the start. Go from there. It looks like we've got a lot of elevation change. We have an autumn fall sort of look. And we've got some big bunkers. Hello. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the ad will happen. We're just flying around for the moment anyway. We've got some container ships, which are an interesting choice with crowds. Somewhere JC is smiling. Okay, we have a lot of stuff going on. Some of the very big bunkers. Super low lighting, which can be a double-edged sword with this. Tree and a bunker, we have some ideas. There's lots of things going on. Okay, let's just have a look at the plot and check that we're in. Yeah, so you got that little elbow, I think, down here. Oh, we've got a blimp. For future reference, the blimps are really annoying. I would advise against doing them. They just constantly show up. Oh, and a plane, all of the aerial things, all of the transport and various bits and bobs. Okay. All right, we can... And we've got some water because stadium course. Of course we do. I I will say I don't understand the container ships. Yes, we can put crowds on them. Like it's the whole just because we can doesn't mean we should thing. And I wouldn't say this necessarily fits. Anyhow, we're going to loop back to the first team. We'll kick this off. Okay, so we're opening up with a long par 5. So you can hit up here, all of the risk of bouncing into bunkers, but I don't think laying up is an option. That is some super steep sloping. I think one of the things I will always say with newer designers, I'm not playing Hackable. Bunkers are like the steepest learning curve. Go super simple for as long as you can, and just get. See, this one looks all right. This is still a very big bunker. It just looks tiny in comparison to the others. Get an idea of surfacing and sizing types. Like use Google Earth. Get an idea of how big things actually are. That should be okay. And then just get comfortable sculpting those and then progress onto the bigger ones because you'll find bigger shapes and sizes are harder to work. The lighting definitely shows off the land movement nicely. Oh, okay. I like the kind of. I would normally say that this is kind of some unintentional blindness, and there's definitely a bit of that going on with like the sculpting here. You will learn to do that neater, and the same around this bunker. Like that. I would just say you want to find. It might be that you're in the Matty school where you didn't find page 3 with the really fuzzy brush for ages. Um, just work on sculpting would be my main thing. The whole idea is interesting. Uh, okay, we're going to hedge our bet somewhere down there. That's in the bunker. It might. No, it's in the bunker. It was close. Fuzzy brush is not for fuzzy minds. People need the fuzzy brush. I do like the green contouring. I'd say for all of the like the big fairway movement needs some softening and like general what's the word micro sculpting. The green sculpting is really good. There's lots to like there. We are basically the same person. That's it. Okay. With a fringe this small, just don't bother having one. I know that the fringe in this game plays weirdly, but yeah, I just wouldn't bother. Oh, a little slow going up the hill. 161s. Okay, we'll take a par on the opening hole. Okay, super downhill. I would be looking at moving this. It just feels odd on the sideline, but that's a minor thing. I do think our bunkers are slightly out of scale. Everything is very, very big. Again, green contouring and sizing really good. The greens are on the small side, the bunkers are on the massive side. I'm slightly worried that I'm going to have to play back up at some point. Not a great tee shot. Runs through. At least we've got a generous light rough. 151. I like this little trench bunker. I think the other thing I would say is decide a bunker style, because this isn't it. It just looks really manufactured because they're all in the same place in a square, and like it doesn't really work with the bigger sinuous ones you've got. I think this strikes me as kind of dice roller for, yeah. It strikes me as you're trying everything in the hope that one of them hits, and I'd rather you kind of decided the one that does hit and then went back and redid them. This is a dicey shot. I really like the green placement and over this and the side-on nature of it. Like, this is tough. I had the distance, just not so much the direction. Yeah. I used up all my chip ins on Rhino's course earlier. That'll do. Also, I would just suggest resizing some of your trees. If we look at the tree lines, some of them are giant. Like this one's huge compared to some of these. I think they're probably multi-planted. You'll want to single plant them, and that will make life easier and indeed better. Okay, again, really like the green sculpting. This is good, and smaller green size is interesting. We can choose to take on this gauntlet, but I kind of feel like playing up here maybe makes it easier. Yeah, I think it will be. If you do the multi-plant, that will always be a problem. We're gonna go here. And again, like this is another one where this kind of getting this uphill shot, you probably wouldn't want to do much more than this in terms of 30 feet and 90 yards. You will get better at this with practice. Just keep working on stuff. Dreadful shot. Because yeah, you can see how there's kind of these tiers in the fairway. Like you basically want to take a fuzzy brush, start here, and just keep clicking and gradually moving down. No worries. We'll see you later. Mm, get up there. There's a shot. Cool view from up here, at least. It's nice to have. I appreciate that we've made our way down and then come all the way back up straight away. Yeah, this bunker's gotten away from you. It's both too large and also the sculpting is kind of unwieldy here. You just wouldn't. You'd see a flatter bunker pan there generally. We're gonna go over it because I also don't really think there's a viable layup option. I might as well just try and hit over the whole thing. Even if I slow it, I'm still way over. Okay, lob wedge flop. That'll do. So far, though, good mix of lengths on the holes. Like we're varying what we're doing, and the uphill downhill nature of them really did help. Oh, I didn't think I'd hit it that far. Oh, that's annoying. One way to make a two-part. Okay, this is interesting. I like this. I like that the split in the fairway doesn't really matter because of how because of where the driver is taking us. I think that makes sense. And then we play way around. Okay, the second shot has got some issues. The tee shot is interesting. Like both shots are interesting. So then we're hitting over all of this stuff to a very perched green that we can't really see, surrounded by bunkers. Like there's just simplify. There is too much going on here. Have your kind of core concept of this hole of just like, well, either we're playing over all of this, and like I would want to be able to see that. And if I'm not, where's my layup zone? Because this isn't it. This isn't it. This is maybe it. But to get there, you're hitting like you're basically saying you've got a 9-iron layup, or you're going for it. You can't really go for it. We're going to try because, yeah, there's lots of big bunkers. We're going to try because we may as well, and I kind of want to. That's about as good as it could have been. I think generally scaling, bunker sculpting, and like a little bit of having an idea of that one idea of what your hole is trying to do. Okay, so this one's simpler. I like that, but it's very downhill. If you've got a front pin, this slope is too close to it. Yeah, because if you've got here, that's asking for just too much precision, particularly given that everything falls away in front. And like, I would avoid doing this as much as you can, where like you've got this false front, so you can't run it on, and then as soon as you hit it, you're now rolling away. Like it's kind of artificial difficulty, which we want to avoid. Great view from up here, though. Might be the club. No, it's too much. Nearly dunked it. Yeah, like it's just going to be very hard to stick that green if you think I landed right by the pin. Like, I wonder if you can ever do that. I guess you have to put a lot of spin on it, and it's meant to be a difficult course. Okay. Same comment about the big bunker. Like, simplify. The raised green is cool. The bunker dug down behind looks good. Well, I like that we've got some interesting land movement. Oh, I did not want the slow, but I think we're okay. I think this slope also would see your ball just roll way back. Like, don't be afraid to massage out some of those contours when it won't work. Got away with the very fast out of nowhere. And we chip up, and we're just going to putt in. I would say that that approach felt quite similar to 4 in terms of 3 in terms of I'm just playing this uphill with shot off a tight lie and like an uphill slope. Again, I don't think this hole necessarily like this one could just use an identity, right? So like either we're going with the kind of bunkerless look or just the one bunker. But do we need the swale as well? And if we need the swale, do we need this too? Do we need the funky shape and do we need the false front? And do we need it being 200 yards? Like you can simplify and just do one of those things very, very well rather than trying to do all of these. So like either build it around, there's a fall off on one side and just everything works off that. Or it's a narrow green for a 200-yard shot and that's enough for the challenge. Or there's the false front. Yes, you don't need to do all of that. Also, please don't do the hole signs. I know Andre did them. Please don't do them. We know what hole it is. Oh, just the slow did not help. Because the other thing, when you do just one of those things, it means that you build in a miss. So you tempt people into playing just the one side. As in, you put the flag on. Let's say this is your ball off, and this is the one thing, and you put the flag here. Well, the closer they play to that, the better the reward. If they play there, well, then they're facing a putt towards it, and it's all sloping down. I know we have lots to blame Andre for. Everybody raising greens, people trying and failing to do streams. Lots to blame Andre for. The overuse of purple Andres. Like this one. This and one have been the best 2 tee shots. Again, the bunkers in front are massive, and you can accomplish the same effect without them. Ace high is great. I love this approach. I do think you're asking a little bit much. The green is tiny. But this is back to the first few greens where it was simpler and it had less going on. Even then, you are still doing false front and then it's falling down to the back, which means you've got one pin here, one here, one here, And I can only assume one must be here because there's no way we can go here. And like probably lacking a little bit of pinball space. For a shot that's like, I would say 100 yards or less, this is an acceptable approach. For 166, it's a little bit. But it's a really good look, and I like that you've simplified this, and it looks great. Let's just try and hit the middle of the green. And again, if you're doing, we're thinking back to like challenge and just doing one thing really well, you've got your false front. That's your key feature of this green, I would say. And the fact that it's small, you don't need to do anything else. So you don't need this back tier and everything. Like once you crest this, it's all running away. We don't need that. That makes this pin stupid. And we don't need this little tier up here. Just have everything like one gentle slope on this bit. Let that do all your hard work. And I think you'll find your whole designs get much better, and the whole course gets easier to build when you kind of start simplifying things. Because then in your head, like, oh, 9 is the one without false front, and like that's the thing. Makes things work better. Already. And then 10 can be like the really downhill tee shot where everything opens up. I would love it if you just drop this tee shot, this tee box a bit, because I always try and talk to people about this, but if you hold in L2, so your left trigger, this is what you want us to see. This is what we actually see. Just like go into the designer, playtest from here, and make sure that this is what we're seeing. All of the haze. This is cool. I don't know if I can ever get the angle to get onto this bit, and if I do, I feel like I'm probably rolling down to here anyway. I feel that this pin has some really fun ideas, but I don't think you can ever gain the angle to get there, nor can you ever keep it on there. I love the concept, but you need to refine the angles to make that work a little bit better. This isn't. You've done a lot of greens as well that do this front to back thing once they get on. I think it's actually going to help us this time, but either that or I'll just roll off. That's good. And because we roll past, it means we get the uphill putt, which is good. Hooray. I still do not understand the shit. I will be honest. Again, cool concept. You will get better at the sculpting with time. This just needs sitting in a little bit more. I like that you've not put any bunkers in and around it. And I like that it's over grass. It also doesn't need to be 190 yards. Not to this green. It's too small for it. And I will say, like, Matt will back me up on this. Like, sizing and scaling is like, and bunkers are pretty much two of the big things we almost always comment on with newer designers. Like, it's not a you thing. It's literally everyone. You just need to go to Google Earth, measure out some stuff, and use that as your base mark. Well, this is fun. Very tumble down tee shot. I'm incredibly tempted. Greens and bunkers. I wonder, can I bounce off the stands? Has to be tried, right? Oh, get over the tree. Yes, it did. Go, 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 go. Yes. No. Uh, I mean, it's a way of playing the hole. What? Oh, it's putting me in heavy rough as well. Damn it, game. This is very Phil Mickelson. Oh, oh, ah. It's a shame I missed all of the amazing work you did on the stream, but that was too much fun not to try. I like that you've tiered them as well, so you could actually try and bounce it down, all of them. I can just be very careful with where you're putting grandstands. That would be a way people, like, if this goes on tour, people would play it that way. It's a disappointing bogey. And the other thing I would have done would be make that out of bounds so that people can't do that. Okay. When we are splitting fairways, think about why we're splitting them. So this is what is known as the RMD effect. Rockman Dan, a guy who always does this, try to, if there's a split, make there an obvious reason. So like there should be a proper trench here or like a noticeable rise. So here, this split makes sense. This one doesn't. Um, I can't reach that, I don't think. Maybe I can. It's up 17. I'm going to give it a go. Oh, yeah, I can. But then I run through the other side and we have a tiny. We don't need to do this. So this is another classic we see with newer designs where you've got all of the ideas and you want to do them all on one course. Figure out what your course philosophy is and stick within that. You will have time to do the split greens, but only do them when it makes sense. Like, it's a cool idea and all, but we just don't need to do all of the ideas on one course. Hey, Rhino. Yes, options. Yeah, it's not like it's a bad idea. It's just knowing that they're understanding restraint, I guess. And again, when you start getting into that, what is your key feature per hole? When you start really going down that and understanding that, you will know. You'll get better at understanding what each hole is trying to be. Okay. This bunker's huge and just really restricts playability because with the water, I can't lay up. I can't play 3-wood. And therefore, the only safe layup is here. So you've got to take this on, and it just feels more chance. Like, allow people a safe way to play the hole. And it slopes into here. I mean, I will take it on because I've got no option. But try and give people a better way to play the hole. You've then given us a separated green as well, which is again just high tariff on difficulty. Only really separate a green when it's a short shot, and you can be sure that people aren't having to lay up. Might be this. Not a great swing, but it will do. Okay. Brief Lily interruption. Part. That said, there's been a lot of interesting ideas. I think refining them will really help you, and understanding each hole can just have one simple idea. Holy blindness. Yeah. The moment you see this, you need to change your lighting. There's too much haze when we can't see anything. Again, I would query why we need fairway starting, like sizing and scaling again. Where should your fairway start? Usually about 180. So here. But if you are splitting, and if you are splitting a fairway, don't do it here unless it's a shorter hole. Yeah. Just also always try and think of the person who is laying up. That's one thing that makes your designs always a lot better. Like, what is the easy way for someone to make a bogey or a par? Because on this hole, I don't know if there is one off the tee. Or rather, you would always smash driver beyond it. And like, do we really want people doing that? I like the planting here and the fact that's more integrated. A bit more like this would really help. Okay, there is a big bridge culminating in some stands. I don't really know why. Why are the stands on the bridge? Why is the bridge there? This feels like one of those bridges where, like, let's get back to. This feels like bridges where hostages are standing to be like traded. I don't understand why the bridge is there, other than that there's water. I do like that we're bringing planting in more. The planting itself is a little on the large side, but that's okay. This is a cool green site. So I would put it closer to the water. Again, the bunker sculpting is going to be... Yeah, exactly. The bunker sculpting might need a little work. Hey, Seb. I played yours yesterday, I think. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. I would also consider your crowd placements and how much they can actually see. Like, these guys cannot see a thing. It's a minor thing. Oh, could be good. Oh, could be very good. Denied. Yeah, that's fair. 4 a.m. streams are not for everyone. When I was starting out, that was when Matt used to... Actually, no, Matt used to stream at like 1:20 or so when I was feeding Rory. And then Andre would be like the 4 a.m. one. It was great. That was back when people still streamed design. Maybe the next game. There's lots to like about this. Just size your planting down a little bit. I think you will get better. Lots of the feedback with this is really you will get better with practice. Again, for a 180-yard shot, you're kind of giving us a backstop so I can miss long, and that's about it. Yeah, I think I'm really a believer in you and you stream when you're feeling it. I have nothing, no dates. Oh, go on in. I would love to tell you, Matty. Okay, 18. Okay, so we have an option over here. And this feels like I really like your green site here. I would move your bunkers a touch away from the green. But I like where you put the stands. This feels like a very good closer. Oh, okay. We did make it. Oh, that's a shot. Go on. Go, 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 go. Hey. I'll come back. We will take that. Could have come back as well. It's not a light green. There's the way to finish. Oh, wow. He didn't hate it. Anyway, so that's this one. Alder branch, I think. Names are blurry. Alder branch? Alder branch national, correct. I really enjoyed it. I think you've got a lot of promise, and just go back to things on sculpting, surfacing, scaling, bunkers, and just make sure that each hole in your mind has that identity. The planting and stuff will come with time and practice. Just like be a sponge for the next few courses. Like watch people, if Matt streams or anyone else, or go back to YouTube and go through channels and things like that. Watch as much as you can, devour all of that. Go down the whole strategy rabbit hole, like research template holes, research different courses. Golf Club Atlas is a great resource.